Crash Course Live is presented by Smash It Demolition Derbies and the 2016 Bash for Cash. Demo Derby Masters. Winter Slam 2016. Ultimate Derby and Blizzard Bash and Capital City Carnage. Sciapa Racing and SciapaRacing.com. Reckless Abandon Derby Apparel at RecklessAbandonGear.com. And Derby Inc. Magazine. Live it, breathe it, be it, Derby Inc. This is the Crash Course Demolition Derby podcast, recorded live at the FingerLakes1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls, New York. And now your host, Chris Marquardt.
Well, Jesus Christ, it's not your first day, guys. Come on. You guys are carrying on over here. Trying to start a show.
We should just free roll right into them.
I'm telling you, we said that 100
Well, you want to know something funny? I think we might have, because I started opening microphones, and I'm like, I shouldn't hear them in my headset. Oh, so I went back through and muted everything. And you guys are all...
What did I say?
It'd be the third week in a row, no biggie.
Hanging around the water cooler.
Oh, my God.
Spindles.
Yeah. I sent Jason a message. Just something had sent me to send a message. I said, you guys are the innovators of the sport right now. What you're doing, just keep it up, because like you're just thinking of the next thing that's going to come out. A lot of people are just waiting to see the next thing. You're actually making it.
Because it's fully custom. It don't matter what you're building. Send the measurements
nasty.
and they'll build it.
It's so
Nasty.
badass.
Pretty awesome.
But that opens up a whole new 10-lug welding centers.
Yeah, but they just need to. They need to
Spindles.
just open the floodgates up and nut up and make a 2-inch cradle.
Why not?
Why not?
Not up, because
Did you see the one? Wasn't it Mike Tyson was on Facebook or Brad Tyson on Facebook? They were carrying it with it was up in midair. They're carrying it with a forklift. The one he just got.
So you're gonna need an excavator.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No,
Regular engine crane ain't gonna touch it.
No.
They say they put the engines in the cradles,
Yeah,
not the cradles on the
Yeah,
engines.
you ain't kidding.
Okay, Chris, go ahead.
amazing.
All right, so officially underway with episode number 116. Dan Bolton and Jeremy Gulley joining us here in studio, hanging out with us for a little bit this evening.
Hold on, Dan's makeup guy didn't get here yet. We gotta
Talking about the pot called the Kettle Black.
I tell you what, buddy, you keep it up, you're gonna get taken out at Bash. I'll drive 12 hours to take you out.
bring your neck brace.
Josh, don't worry about it. He's going to back off the line. You're the first thing
He's
he's
going
going
right
to
after me. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
It
You
wouldn't
might have
matter
a bounty
if
on you.
Hey, shh! Don't do that.
Ask Eric Everling what it's like to run with Dan Bolton.
You have a bounty.
Here we go again.
No bounties.
No bounties?
No
bounties? Are you an apprenticeship program too? On building?
Hey,
We even got Gulley getting Mopar here, so
That's what I like to see. Gully and a Mopar.
Gully's almost cool.
Yep.
Of course,
almost.
Of course, the two shots at Cordoba is going to be staring right at the sky, but those two shots are going to be impressive.
One hit wonder. You gotta make them count, buddy.
You're gonna see like 4 guys go down the track and there they set.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
you know what? It happened last year. The one guy went full track, wide open first shot, and junk right in the one corner.
Yeah,
never moved again.
Never.
I don't know. I put his drive shaft through his transmission. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, the rear end was pushed like 3 feet up in the passenger doors.
It was awesome.
That track, when you watch, is such a typical narrow, long track. The ends just get packed. Stay the hell out of the
thing
ends.
is, though, has anyone been watching film on Chillicothe and seen what that track looks like? I haven't checked it out yet.
Has there ever been a derby there taped?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
That's
a
where
lot of
Bash
times.
used to be,
wondering
isn't
now.
it?
It's
No,
kinda,
I think they used to. Didn't you say that Jumper or somebody had a show you guys went to with Frank years ago?
Yeah, I
there.
think Jumper had a show there, but it's similar size.
Was
It's
it?
not going to be any
So
really
if anybody's
noticeable
wondering,
difference.
ask
How about the
Ben.
bleachers, though? Are the bleachers closer? Because
They all
they're
got
kind of
them-
far
They all
there.
got some dickhead bleachers that are way the hell back.
Yep,
You
I
got
don't
a
like
track
that.
in between it and the bleachers over.
Because
here.
they don't had horse tracks around.
I don't like that.
No, you need
don't
like
like it.
binoculars or shit to look.
I agree.
Chris and I had the best seats in the house last year at Bash for Cash. Well, I did. Chris was only there for 2 minutes, but I had the best seats in the house.
I got
at
to
Bash for
see
Cash.
2 events at Bash for Cash this year.
Last
Last year, yeah. Last year. I was thrilled. Which is 200% more than the year before.
I was going to say, the year before, dude, we were busy. We didn't see nothing the year before. Bash for Cash, can't wait for that, man.
Yeah.
I got Bandow's car, so close.
You ain't got gussets in it.
No, there's no gussets in it. It's bone stock. I threw a motor in it. And
My understanding is that Hank Pensek is now also in the class with you guys.
I've heard a bunch of names. I think we know everybody. Who you gonna hit? Everyone's gonna be your friend.
The first
at some
person to
point.
get
Hang on one second.
sideways.
Hang on one second. Dan,
Who are you gonna hit first?
who are you going to hit? Well, the cars that he's going to be around the most are the ones that he recognizes first.
I'm not real sure on that. Man.
So-
It's just kind of one of those things you pull off the line and whoever's.
I got to believe that
way,
it's
man.
going to be Decker, Gulley, Bandel, or Sherman.
We could take a bet on that. You'd probably be right on the money.
That's
I think all you guys ought to just back up and go right down the track side by
Five
side.
wide.
Wide
That
open,
would be
yeah.
sweet.
That
Did
would
you
be
just
awesome.
bulldoze the place?
All the Mopars being right in one line.
Just plow shit.
That would be awesome.
It'd be a Chevy junkyard.
Just foot down. Hell yeah, just Moparts junking stuff.
Maybe
It'll be a good
maybe
time.
one lonely Ford.
Yeah, it could be. Well, if Klinger's there, there'll be a Ford product.
Well, you get Klinger in a row too.
Yeah.
Get all the
Out of towners.
local guys.
I'm not really gonna start tagging Klinger right off the bat myself.
That's not a fight I
No,
want
you
to
get him on your
really.
side. You got to get him on your
I'm
side.
not tagging him off the bat.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
He's probably not
I've
going to take
watched
a
him
Lincoln
enough
this
time.
year.
I watched his in-car cameras when I was sick, like through a straight night. 4 hours of
Oh, he
it.
knocks
That's not what
people
bitch
right out
can
of their
drive.
seats.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
that's not what bitch
That
can
video
drive.
was insane, man. He was just driving people.
There's ones all over PA, Virginia, all these. Like you start watching these in-cars of him, and it's like this guy can drive, man.
Oh, yeah.
Watched him
Klinger
at
doesn't
Hartford, and I think it was a suicide, and he had like no front tires and one back tire, and he's still tooling around.
And it was bellied out bad.
bad.
Real bad.
You know what I really like about him is he's the kind of guy that goes after the best,
Oh, yeah.
and he will not hide it.
He did that
That's the
night.
best car. I'm going after that
Well,
guy.
he stays on them till they're done.
At Coos, him and Dowd had a hell of a battle.
Oh, yeah. That was
They had
the
a-
best
they had-
battle. One of the
There's
best
4
battles of
guys
the day.
trying to beat Klinger.
Klinger.
He cleaned house.
Klinger. I had enough of that shit.
Yeah,
He just
I got
sent him
sick of
over
that
the
real
wall.
fast.
He goes, I got sick of that shit. Put him over the wall.
Yeah, that was a hell of a run right there.
I loved Coos, like watching the tape of Coos, just the heats, the people in the heats. That was one of them. Like I could watch that battle. I remember being live so excited because it's like Dowd and Klinger go, Dowd's over the wall. Dowd's over the wall.
Yeah, that was-
And Dowd, let's be honest, Dowd can drive, man.
Oh,
The
yeah.
fact
Dowd's
that
a
Klinger
driver.
got Dowd over the wall, I mean,
Well, Dowd will tell you that the official took him off his game when they had that stoppage. He took his eye off him, he said. He's told me that before. And
Yup.
he said he took his eye off him for a second, and there he went.
That's all it takes.
so
One mistake.
Klinger,
Paid for it.
Klinger wore that caddy out in that heat, though, in the Coos.
Yeah.
That thing was real bad after that heat.
look
But
at all the
he-
bow shows he runs, man. They just waste cars down there.
Yeah.
They just
Just like, it's old school,
he
man.
had that
That's- I
Vic
love
wagon
it.
or that old Ford wagon last year.
Yeah.
The back was down, and he just
Sending it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, he's one to watch, man.
Yeah.
He built some cars. Didn't he run that Chaos at the Valley that last show too?
Yes.
With a
Yeah, he was
Chrysler?
second place. He was second place there this
Yeah,
year.
him
and-
subbed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a
Hell
sharp
yeah.
looking car too.
That was the night that Matt, I think it was Matt. I think his last name was Everson. Drives number 9E. He's on the cover of the DVD. He just about flipped into our laps.
He was in the white one.
Yeah,
That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Scared the fuck out of
It was
me.
right in front of the camera. It was cool, right in front of the camera.
Flip right out of the wall.
It busted the fence all up, and the firefighter. I don't know if it was on the camera or not because there was just action everywhere down there. But the firefighter went over, and he took his hand on it and he just shook the fence like this. I don't know what exactly he was trying to determine because it was pretty sufficiently destroyed. Oh yeah, I mean, it's like you're not gonna.
Yeah, car went through that.
You're not gonna. Yeah, you're not gonna call the Derby because of a. You're using chain link fence to keep the cars in.
Yeah.
So if it's broken or not, it's kind of irrelevant.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, basically the only thing that's doing is sending more stuff in front of the car when it comes over the wall.
Yep.
I love that show down there.
Did
Woods-
anybody see the thing on Facebook where Logan Duvall was tagged? I can't remember Redneck Rumble or one of the earlier shows, indoor shows. It shows him finishing the guy off, and he's got him pinned up against the wall, and he hits him in the right front corner once. And then he backs to the other side of the arena, comes back in and hits him, and it blows the dirt wall out through the gate in the wall,
Nice.
like into the stands.
Nice.
People are going like this and waving it off, and they're waving the flags.
yeah.
That was how he ended the feature.
Wait, is that the one that we went to?
I don't know. I think it might have been
Remember
from
when
last
he
year.
had
it
that
was the
mod
year
car?
after.
Yeah, he
Oh
had
my
that mod car.
God,
He
dude.
Yeah,
blistered
we
it.
were
That you
there
run
for
16?
that was Redneck Rumble. We were there
Yeah.
in 2014, and I think you're talking about
15.
2015.
maybe? Oh,
I think
yeah,
so.
he
That's
was-
coming up. That's February.
Yeah,
It's the
like
first
2
week
weeks.
of February, I
2
think.
weeks, I
February
think.
6th.
Yeah,
Something like that.
that's-
The
I
first
think I
time
just
we
seen
watched
the
him
date.
run, I don't remember who was saying it. I think it was from
It was
Paul
Sean from
Meister.
Harfmeister.
He's like, watch this kid. Watch this kid. We never heard of him. Watch this kid.
He's my pick to win. Well, Sean, no one's believing anything you're saying right now.
He's my pick. He's my pick. He said it like 12 times. He's my pick. Watch this fucking guy. He's going to send shit.
I like Sean.
Sean was so excited he almost knocked himself off the stairs.
Yeah.
Going up to the announcer's stand. Remember that? He was jumping up and down on those steps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At the end of that heat, Logan was head-to-head against the guy, and he had the guy in the wall, and Logan just started backing up and driving him, and I remember just thinking, like, damn, that 16-year-old has that killer instinct at 16.
Oh, yeah.
Most guys would not know how to, he got aggressive all of a sudden.
Josh is still searching for.
I suck. I don't close like that.
Hey,
that kid closed that day.
They breed them in the West, bud.
Oh, yeah. You ain't kidding.
He's good.
I'll tell you what, if he
Logan's
hadn't lost
super
rear tires last year, I would have loved to see the finish of the 80s and newer class at Bash for Cash, because the front of his car was straight. I mean, I would have loved to see him battling with Daryl and Dustin at the end of that show. That would have been an awesome feature. But yeah, I didn't know if we were talking about clips, and I don't know if anybody had seen that, but it was pretty cool. Chris, how'd the RC Derby go?
Yeah.
Are we there yet? Or?
Well, first of all, I think the big news is cameras on you, Ben. If you want to go ahead.
Oh, you want to say now?
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to finally put some finality and formality to this after it's been circulated on Facebook.
I no longer am associated with TD Total Destruction. I've stepped away from it. Pretty much I posted on their Facebook page or whatever, but I've been getting calls from people and asking me this, asking me that. But bottom line is I wanted to progress in a direction, and it wasn't a mutual thing. So I just parted ways, and if I don't know what shows he has or if he still has a lot of shows or not, but
But more importantly, the direction that you're going, your
phone
phone has had a couple interesting phone calls for shows that are already scheduled through the course of 2016.
Yeah, Capital, Sam Williams contacted me about Capital Carnage, about being more in the tech line and being more of
Wait a second, Bando just texted me.
Being more of a, like communication wise, we could easily communicate stuff up in the booth or something, and he's gonna have me wired up, and stuff goes on and stuff like that. I can relay it a lot easier and a lot more, and just utilize my role a little bit more. Winter
Sam
Slam,
has listened to
possibly Winter Slam. I might be in an inspection role up there, but that's kind of I won't know till the week before. So
Bando just texted me again.
Oh no, I mean it's definitely. I mean it's I'm ecstatic. I mean I'm looking forward to it. But
That's awesome.
Bando just messaged me and asked if you're going to Bash for Cash 2 and he should just cancel his season.
that's actually that's actually Tim and Russ are saying they have a short time frame on inspecting the wire cars.
You got to, Ben.
The wire class cars.
The same guys you expect always.
And I was
Yeah, you've inspected
you know all of our
already.
tricks. You know all of our. That's actually funny.
But no,
That's awesome.
How awesome would it be for Ben to go to Bash for Cash and put you on a trailer? Wouldn't that be sweet? I mean,
That would be
we could have such a conversation Monday night on the
Talk about
show.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But no,
Can you imagine the intermission show? We come back. Well, Ben, how'd inspection go? Actually, let's ask Josh first.
No cheating on my side.
No.
No,
Josh,
that's
where you
awesome,
going?
Ben.
Josh.
Well, think of that. Ben's got the chance to inspect at
The
some of the
biggest
largest.
shows.
Yeah, all of those are in the top 10 of the largest shows in the world. And you know what? I'll be honest, Ben. I said it last time. Total destruction is crazy to get rid of you. I've been.
Oh, hang on.
he
Wait
might
a
get rid
second.
of him.
I don't
Ben-
think
Ben
that's
made a
sorry.
choice.
I said that wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Not have you there.
No, I chose to part ways because I wanted to progress it. I wanted to progress the derbies around the area. I wanted to, rule wise, we were getting there. I mean, I thought they were a pretty decent set of rules for the exception of training brace. I'll throw that out there. But payout wise, I wanted to excel that, and it just wasn't a mutual thing. And I'm a driver myself, and not as much now as I was before, but I talk to all the drivers.
Absolutely.
Everybody's in contact with me, telling me, this is what we want to see, this is what we want, and I don't know. I mean, as a promoter and other promoters in the area are trying to step up certain ones are trying to step up, and you either got to get on the boat or you're gonna get
100%.
you're gonna drown.
Well, look, we've been to all these derbies all over. I mean, you firsthand, two things. Firsthand, you're under that inspection line. So not only are you seeing what they're doing, that's half of it. Yeah. The other half of it is how to handle the situations.
Yeah.
How do you've been to ones where guys have fought, argued, screamed, yelled, but you've also seen ones where everyone was cool, relaxed, step back. So you've seen different ways to attack people for different things, but different ways to talk. I don't know. To me, we need you inspecting around here in my eyes, and it's not in our area. It's just not the things you're going to catch, but it's also how you treat people.
Yeah. I mean, it's and I think Mark's the one that told you about Kings of Old School. When basically, people will come and a couple guys got pretty heated, and I just Mark, go deal with them.
Yep.
I'm not the head guy. You are, so you deal with them. I'll just walk away from them, or you just let them go. Let them run it. Let them plead their case, and then.
But Mark also told me that he was insanely impressed at how you handled yourself there. He's like, man, Ben really knows how to handle drivers and talk through situations. Ben's good, man.
It helps to be a driver.
Exactly.
Yeah, it helps to be a driver and be in that position.
Because I'm not one that's. I'm not one to, if don't get me wrong. I mean, I've said it before to some people come up and say, well, what about this? No, absolutely not. But, there's other times where I'll tell people if they don't have stuff done to their cars, it's like, well, yeah, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. You could have done this, you could have done that.
You've actually done that for me.
Yeah, so I mean, it's. I know because
he's like, you're gonna get junked today because you said it right to me. You're like, you're about to get junked. Thanks, man.
But as a driver, that's what you're looking for too.
Yeah,
I mean, because there's.
Yeah, I don't want to treat anybody like I wouldn't want to be treated. And I've been to shows where years ago, Brian and I used to go to a lot of shows, and I mean, about ready to rip people's heads off because they're just blatantly assholes when they're inspecting the cars.
Oh yeah, we used to go to shows. They'd come through and inspect our cars and go down the rest of the line and come back and make us change stuff.
And John King does that to me. Yeah.
Matter of fact.
Yep. John King does that to me.
Now that you mention it.
Cut testing this and this. We inspected some more. We didn't like it. So now you cut it. It's like I already passed inspection.
But no, so that's I'm just.
I want to come back to one of the things that Ben made reference to a minute ago is how Sam has contacted him about expanding on his role at Blizzard Bash and at Capital Carnage. Ben does a great job when he brings information back to us.
Oh, absolutely.
It's awesome because he goes down and he is absolutely immersed in the tech inspection line, and he's down there and he's catching every last part of it when these cars are going across the lift. And he comes back, and sometimes he tells us stuff, and sometimes he just gives that funny smile and laugh, and that's when you know it's really good. And sometimes it's really bad for that guy. Sometimes it's really good for that guy because depending on which side of the team won, but Ben can tell you which side of the team won, if it was the inspectors or if it was the builder. So Sam noticed that Ben is often not on the show because he's down doing that when we're doing some of the pre-shows and when we go other places, and we've explained that. And Sam also wanted to make the production better because there are some times where we'll speculate a little bit about what's going on the track because we don't know. Yeah. So by putting Ben trackside and acting as the relay between the track and us, and then Ben also having the ability to be there in the inspection line, and he can funnel information to us as much or as little as he and or Ultimate Derby wants us to have. I think
it just gives you first-hand information.
I think that's going to be a huge help to us. I think that Ben is finally I like the fact that a promoter has listened to us talk about Ben for the last 3 years in the terms that are what he deserves to be recognized with.
Sure.
You know what? In all honesty, you know what Ben is basically be doing? He's going to be like Larry McReynolds.
Yes,
the NASCAR.
Absolutely.
And showing what's going on.
No idea who that is, Brian.
So you're the only one in America. Shut up and play with dolls.
We don't know him.
Hang on, I don't know if Larry McReynolds
Brian,
is.
I know who Larry McReynolds is.
No one's talking
and
to
happy
you.
birthday, too.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I don't know. Daryl Hammond, I think, is a better example.
Jeff Hammond.
Yes, I'm sorry. Jeff Hammond.
Whatever.
Daryl Waltrip, Jeff Hammond.
Yes.
That's almost the same
It's
people.
NASCAR.
Just
Who
be able to
cares?
relay information, basically.
Yes, I think it's
Sideline reporter.
Yeah.
That's too.
It's not as good looking as Aaron.
I was just gonna say you're no Aaron Andrews, buddy.
I'm not no reporter either. I swear way too much.
People love that.
So then Ben's gonna be working on the the nuts and the bolts.
Yes.
You and I are gonna do the commentary, and Josh is still just gonna sit there and look good. I mean, is that still his job?
Basically.
I'll probably take some naps on air.
I was just checking.
It'll free up some time for me.
He's done that, though. I mean, that's,
Yeah, yes.
Maybe I could eat once in a while.
Do we got to we got to start bringing the incense candles?
Yeah,
The
mellow
I
out.
mean,
I need a recliner, Sam, while I'm there.
Josh, seriously,
Lights down.
Yeah, the lights were way too bright.
Oh yeah.
seriously though, on 3, what's your favorite aromatherapy? 1, 2, 3, vanilla.
No, I can't answer that.
What?
I can't answer that.
Moving on.
Truly.
Decker's always one of those guys that can, put it out, but he can't take it.
Dan, you want to know what
punch you in
something is? When we
He's
had
always
to
bust my chops all week
I know
long.
he's
Dan cries all
before
the
long. Dan, he's going to be telling you he's going to punch you in the throat, but I've never seen it happen. Anyway,
No, his famous line is kick you in the nuts.
I'll do all of it.
Yeah.
he's never. I don't think he's ever said that on the show. He talks.
I can't get into nuts. I don't care.
Usually he's trying to punch people in the
You
face.
know, Gulley. That's his
Yeah, but when you sell imps and stuff, it's kind of easy to do.
Yeah, Dan is such a fruit.
The second day of Blizzard Bash this year, Josh isn't in the room when I get up, and he's never up before I am. Ever. Ever.
That's because you don't sleep.
Ever. Well, right. So I'm up. I don't know where he is. I send him a text message. I don't hear back from him. I go down, and he's at the main desk, and he's saying, so, if you could do it, that'd be great, but if you can't, it's all right. Lavender's good, but I really wanted lavender vanilla.
I hate you.
That's after we got him away from the bath salts.
That was weird they were selling them right there. Like $4. That's cheap. I would have been up all weekend.
Oh my God!
It was like
we were sleeping.
Where are we?
The shit that we were talking about.
Oh,
it was like a dad talking to his 12-year-old when we walked by. Brian goes, and see, Josh, those are bath
It
salts.
said bath salts on it. It's like, wow, that's easy to buy. Do I need ID for this?
Don't smoke that. It'll make you eat another
Yeah,
person's
what do we do
face.
with this? How do you use these?
Yeah, some of our conversations at 2:00 in the morning, waiting that hour drive-through at McDonald's to eat, were crazy.
God, that sucked.
Oh.
That's, again, I'm telling you, we need to start bringing a camera in the truck and just turn it on every now and again.
Follies.
And the 4 and 5 hours worth of stuff, I'm sure we can find 10 minutes worth of usable YouTube.
Yes.
People think I swear on air.
Man, he's fired up. You get fired up.
Yeah, sometimes we get grumpy after.
You know what? Yes, hold on. We should do a real quick,
What?
fired up Ben segment. Here's fired up Ben. And then let Ben just tear into somebody, And then just
That
cut
would
it
be
off.
like 4:00 in the morning when we were lost in Kentucky, running down those back
I was
roads.
madder.
Or-
I was madder than a
Perfect night to take you.
Oh, that bad.
That's us here laughing.
Ooh.
We've only got.
It gets quiet in the truck, and it's like that awkward quiet. It's like, Ben's pissed right now.
best part when we were stopped on the bridge.
We've only got.
Stopped on the bridge. I put the truck in park. I was getting out.
And then the funny thing is
Josh's like, what are you doing?
we were cruising along.
I don't even
after
remember where we were. Oh, there was all those police cars, and it was that
It's
accident.
like Kentucky,
just crossing
Missouri.
into-
Yeah.
No, just go from Ohio to Kentucky.
Right.
He's right.
Going last year.
Oh, yeah.
Trailer.
Tractor trailer. And
Or was
the
that Arkansas?
Motorcycle. No, it was last year. Going
Tractor
to-
trailer and motorcycle. The back tandems got taken off the trailer.
But then it was funny too because Ben sometimes
Side note, Ben could have improved that design, too.
sometimes when Ben gets grumpy, he drives a little bit faster.
Oh, I was-
No, stop that. Stop that right now.
We stopped and all got something to drink, used the bathroom, got back in the truck, and we get out on the interstate, and that Josh's work truck is turning 8,500. Josh, meek as can be, goes, "Bud, could you please take it easy?"
Company truck, Ben, slow down.
Hold on, man.
And that was the last thing he said till we found the hotel. It was
I
hilarious.
didn't want to upset him. I didn't want to upset him. It's like, you do what you want, Ben.
I'm just gonna snuggle with Chris in the backseat. It's all good.
Yeah, that was after like 12 hours straight.
Oh, we'd been on the road for a while.
We were into that drive.
Oh yeah,
We were well into that.
yeah.
I
remember-
delusional, I think, at that point. It was,
I remember Ben in one stretch, he said a sentence that was the longest sentence I've heard him say in my life. It was 35 words long. 29 of them were curse words.
yeah, I believe that.
I heard the F word used as a noun, an adjective, and a verb in sequence.
We do have some fun on our road trips, though.
It is a lot of fun. It's going to be a busy
Imagine when
year.
we drive to California.
Nah.
When you drive,
I'm gonna
you're
pick you up when I land. I'm gonna pick you up.
No, he's
you
gonna
pick me
you
up.
up.
Yeah, you know what? Great idea. I'll land. You pick me up.
Oh, how cool would that be to go out to California
It'd be awesome.
to hang with the Tag Clan? That would
That'd
be
be
sweet. See Eric.
Josh is not going to come back the same.
No, all
Pick
right,
up
stay
a
out there.
cherry
It's like just send my kids out.
Ford Galaxy wagon or an Etzel wagon.
I think.
Yes, you see that ranch wagon that Josh put up
That's
today?
mid-size.
Yeah, his dad said he didn't want it. I think he's got like 8 or 9 old Fords wagons.
Was that all?
Yeah. He
Gulley, you don't like Ford wagons.
Yeah.
You don't like Fords, do you?
No, not at all. Especially the old ones.
Gulley has a 90.
Yeah. The new ones are cheaper.
Yeah, no kidding.
Easy to build.
But he's going Mopar now, man.
Just
He's
gotta
going to
mix.
forget about those.
No,
Dan,
he
it's
won't.
my second Mopar. And the only reason that I even considered it was I get a message from Dan Bolton.
Oh,
Hey,
it's
you
my
want to
fault.
run Bash for Cash with me? What are you going to run, Dan? I'm going to run the wire class. What the hell? Why not? Let's venture out.
Yeah.
Then I get a message from Josh Decker. You going to run the Bolton's class with the wire class there, Joker's class? And then Buell messaged me. The next thing you know, there's like 10 of us in there, and we're all going.
He started adding us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, we all gotta go.
And then Dan goes, hey, man, let's run Dobas. Josh is like, I'm going to run a shocker. Sam's like, I want to run a shocker. I'll run a Doba with you, Dan. So I buy one.
I know
Yesterday-
where this is going. I know where this is
Yeah, you do. Because yesterday or day before, Dan sends me a message, I'm running a wagon. Gee, thanks. What a dick, you know?
What an asshole.
Yeah, so the first... I just hope
funny.
that Dan is the first one to get sideways
Yeah.
because I'm going to drive through his
You have to.
passenger door.
You got to.
Absolutely.
That'd be
You
awesome.
know why I have to run that wagon. I told you.
I'm going to put that small block. Dan's going to be able to tell me my motor numbers because he's going to see it.
What I didn't hear about this. What wagon you
Oh,
running?
yeah, you know.
Chrysler wagon he's
Yeah,
got.
that Town and Country I got because you can't run wagons at the Reckless Warriors Tour.
Oh, you can, but they can't be leaf sprung.
Yeah, that's leaf sprung. So
Why don't you save that?
Bo's
money?
gotta
Why don't you
change
just-
that rule.
Why
Why-
don't you just
why-
imp sub it and
Yeah,
take
why
it
don't you imp
somewhere
sub it
else?
and take it somewhere else?
Had that
oh,
though.
I could.
Because then money bags would have to come off and buy another car.
Well, he just had them.
He
Yeah,
just
you
had
sold
him
it
and he
in for
sold
18
it, you know?
grand or something crazy
That
like that.
probably
He's gonna
went to
buy.
like Switzerland or something.
No, that actually went back to the guy I bought it from.
Dan like gets cool and then he's
So
like,
apparently,
retard.
there's
Cool.
2 Dan Boltons in the world.
No, it was a pretty good deal. Reuben Kennedy had it. Bought it off him. Sold it back to him for what I paid for it, and he threw in brand new skid steer tires, front skids.
Wow.
Nice.
If my old body could take it, I would love to buy a box frame.
You can't drive backwards.
Drop it up. Why would I drive backwards in a
Box car, you
box
have
frame?
to.
We're too fat to drive backwards.
Yeah.
Don't buy box cars.
I would, and I'd take it to his shop, and the front end would be as tough as a '67. I'd drive it forward all night.
I got Decker's imp sub sitting right there, but I thought I'd sell that next for $600.
I'll punch you if you sell that. You cannot sell that. I'm saying it out loud
Decker
on TV.
sells bent ones.
Do not sell that.
Yeah,
Decker?
Decker only sells bent ones.
Everything is for sale.
No,
for the right
I
price,
actually
buddy.
sent Dan. I sold Dan my only good one.
You actually hooked me up. Because
And what did I say?
I came out there and I was supposed to get one, and I came back empty-handed. I was almost back empty-handed. And Josh was like, "I will sell you something to save you coming back."
Is that the one you bought at the poker game?
No, that one I still got. That Buell sent me that sold me. It was bent. I hate Buell.
Decker,
What
I
was
won't
it,
sell
He
So?
got that one from...
Hey, it was bent. No,
You got another one?
no, I gave it to Dan. Now Dan's gonna sell it. I'll punch you, Dan.
I'm not gonna. No,
Bring
tell me
it up
what you're
here. I
really
know
gonna
somebody
do.
can
Kick
fix
you
it.
in the
Yeah,
nuts.
you gotta
He's
make-
going to kick you in the nuts.
Nah,
What
Nah,
are you gonna do with
it's
you?
bent. It's bent right behind up front, right behind the ear there where they bend into the K member. It's
So?
not worth fixing. I'm gonna run it like it is. Yeah. Okay, I'll bring it to your house.
Just put a plate on it.
Decker, I
No.
won't sell that imp sub. Don't worry, buddy. If I do, I'll sell it back to you.
Yes, that's
the
the
deal.
answer. Thank you.
That's all
For double the money.
Yes.
No. I gave you a hell of a deal.
You
on
did,
that.
buddy. You did. That was a good
Yes.
deal. And we pulled it out with that Camry. Remember?
Yeah, I had a little.
Man. Sunday morning at like, I don't know what time it was. We're down in there with a chain. And
I just
Oh,
put the
I got one-
compact to it.
When I came and got the one I got from him, it was... Snow was asshole deep to a tall Indian. He yanked
That's a new one, Chris. Can I get that on a shirt?
he's got the wrong crowd. See, I had to refrain myself because I like throwing the F-bombs out there.
He gets. We backed the truck. I don't even know what truck it was. Work truck, I think it was. He backs
my
down
work
in
truck.
his yard there.
Yeah.
We start hauling on it. The truck won't pull it up the
I
hill.
was honing on it.
We finally get the imp sub out, get her loaded.
That was a long night.
Yeah.
It took me and Dan about 5 minutes to load a sub. It took you and me 2.5 hours.
Well, that's because Jeremy was doing all the work, and you were telling him when he was doing
Well, I
wrong.
said you're doing it
I was
wrong.
cold. That's what I was.
Yeah, it was cold that night. And now it's bent.
We
No,
actually
I
had
wanna-
black
I wanna
Yeah,
run
now it's
one more
bent. It was
Imperial.
rotted when he sold it to me.
I'd like to run an Imperial too.
Well, that sub's nice, Josh. There's nothing
The
wrong.
problem is, where are you going to run Imperial right now?
I know there's really no.
2 places.
I don't want to go to those two.
I mean, the big hype was you could run them up to Walton this year, but then that's
Then
not.
they didn't. Yeah,
No.
after the whole meeting that went south quick.
Yep.
I mean,
No, you
I ran at Morris last year. Brookfield, I'm not personally not going to go up that way, but where other than them two places are Imps. Imps is weird around here. All of a sudden, there's too many shows, and then there's
go
too.
down to Pennsylvania. That was a place you
No.
can down there.
No,
You
they
can't even run
run.
them on the Warriors. You can't run them there either. That's what I was going to do is sub it and take it there, but you can't run them there either.
Bo's got to allow Imps and
Yes.
lease run wagons. I don't think it'll scare people that much.
No.
No.
You can go to Virginia.
Yeah, go to Virginia.
Oh my God! Yeah, run against Klinger and Gokenauer, real
Yeah.
smart. Pass.
Ben,
Don't forget Coke.
Ben will help
Yeah,
you build
pass. Exactly.
it. Ben will help you build
Yeah,
it.
I like my front teeth. I'm not gonna.
Get
We were
yourself
just talking about it on the way up
Get
here.
yourself a 5-point harness. You won't go anywhere.
No more hard cars for me. I've had enough.
Nope, I've had enough of them. I'm about done with
Everybody's
them
going
things.
soft cars.
Everybody's getting
That's
old,
good.
man.
I like soft cars.
Gully got Alzheimer's or something from the last run he got.
Mine's,
In that
mine's
kicker
getting
car?
cut up right now. You know, when I hit Jamie, my teeth rattled, and I've never in 22 years running, ever decided to wear a mouthpiece until the second time I ran that car.
Ouch.
And I'm telling you, my teeth rattled for 2 days after we went nose to nose, and that's
Ouch.
enough of this shit.
Well, there's was it Dunkirk? They have Imperials out there.
Yeah, go to
Yeah, they do.
Dunkirk.
Right?
That'd
Yeah,
be
Josh.
perfect.
That
That'd
would
be
be
a
a
place
good
to go.
one.
You said
Yeah.
that's a good show.
That would be a good one.
You're going to get hurt.
They run wide open.
It's
guys-
it's a plate fest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't like plating.
Yeah, you do.
Those cars are. They run Boxcar Imperials 14 times out there.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they're
I'm not
just.
interested in that.
I seen some video from there last year.
they drive
pretty speed on it.
That's another area they were talking
It's
about wanting to bring in
huge.
outside influences to tone the builds down.
I don't know if he's going to tone it
Yeah, I don't know if you told that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I had some long talks with a number of the guys out there, and they all said that they want the same thing. They want a limited weld set of rules so that they can still get a couple runs out of the car, but they want to back it down. And I said, I'm afraid if you do that,
You're gonna.
you guys are going to just continue to push the limits.
Well, here's
Well,
the
what's
thing.
gonna-
Now you got
what's
all
gonna-
these cars laying around, and it's like, what are we gonna do with these cars? Well, bring
Well,
them
it's
anyway.
not that. You got people saying, yeah, we want to bring somebody in to rein the rules in and enforce the rules. Well, they got to understand that's across the board.
it's for
It's not
everybody.
just for this group, and this group,
Oh, no,
but this
seeing
group's
that,
is all
you know how
right.
that goes.
Oh, I know exactly how that goes.
Well, no, you got to let our group do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Chris, I got a message here. I got to share this.
Oh, shit.
Buddy Delbert Van Dyke,
Yes.
Franklin Cheater. He says, you said everything is for sale for the right price. Laugh out loud. How much is that M sub for sale? How much you want?
Dilbert, shut up over there. I'll have to junk it. I'll burn it in your yard, Dan.
They're a good bunch of guys, man.
I'll burn it in your yard.
If you ever sell
Dude.
something to Dan Bolton, he's immediately going to sell it and make money on it. Just know that.
That's called
Oh, come on,
Boltonizing.
man.
Boltonizing?
Boltonizing. We
I
have
don't like it.
Deckerizing, which is stripping the car with the exception of the
Drive
drivetrain and the
Sun
sun
visors?
visors. Got to leave them in. That's Deckerizing. Boltonizing is buying something and selling it for double what it's worth.
Oh, maybe more
Just,
than that.
you know.
I made some good money off that.
Yeah,
couple
keep talking,
of
Dan.
cars.
You're getting more popular by the minute.
You know what, man? That's
One
the name
time,
of
though,
the game.
hold on, though. You want to?
These weren't derby cars, though. These
okay,
were-
because let me teach you
They're all derby
something I
cars.
learned a long time
Well,
ago. Mark Benjamin actually is the one that taught me it. In the derby world, it is unfair. It's uncouth to take a car that a derby guy sells you and then go sell it. If he sells you, he's going to give you a good deal on it. It's bad to take it and then make money on it. I was warned a long time ago that I was going to get the next 8 of my cars junked, 10 of my cars junked because I did that. And I actually never thought about it. I always was trying to make cars.
Did you
I
get the
never
8 or 10
do it
cars
anymore.
junked?
You don't buy from derby guys and then try to make money because it's like,
Did you get junk?
You know
oh
how
my
much-
God,
you know
they
how much-
junked me from 98 till 2006.
You know how much
and-
money Brett and Richie made off me?
Well,
I sold them the cars, and then they went 1,000s with them.
Yeah.
dude, they yelled at me.
It shows where I got kicked out of with the cars.
Well,
Yeah, but see those cars I bought, Josh, they weren't from derby guys.
no, I know.
And they
It's
went
a lesson I
overseas. They're
learned one
drivers.
time.
I wouldn't do that to, like, if you sold me a car, I wouldn't turn around and sell that car.
No, I'm busting your
Yes,
balls.
you would.
You would.
No,
Yes, you would.
I'm not that heartless like Decker, you know.
Dan, you would, and you wouldn't lose sleep over it. And you'd probably text him about
This
it.
is no lie. I made $8,000 between 2 car sales. That's good money.
Keep,
It's how
They
you
pay
feel.
stupid money for them
They
cars
will.
overseas. if
Over
you
there
got
in
the right
Germany, they don't
connections.
have them.
Yep.
And he was paying just as much in
Australia,
shipping to get
Germany.
it there,
That's insane.
isn't it?
I sold a 71 New Yorker, I think, to a guy in Canada. for like $3,700, and I think I paid $200.
Holy Jesus!
Boy. He needed it. It was a 4-door. He needed interior pieces and parts. He couldn't find them. He come down and he was like, "Oh my God, this thing's in mint condition." And I really was like 2 seconds from hauling it to the scrapyard. And it's no problem. Just right on there. It's for parts. We'll take it right across the border.
There's one website that I frequent on the internet. Not very many, but this one is a car site. And I actually told Buell about it, and he has his info over there for sale for C-bodies. And there's a lot of guys overseas that's all they're looking for.
He's selling his Imperial?
His
driver.
What's he selling it for?
What, 4?
Money.
I think he wants $4,000 for it.
I thought I said 3,500 or something. I could.
Well, he wants $4,000.
He'll get it.
I want that car actually. I wish it was 2-door.
You and Katie would look cute.
I
cruising
love
with the kids in the
67
back.
and 8s.
Were you with
That
him?
is- that's a 68 though, right?
I drove one day. I went over there. I drove. He let me drive around town.
That's
and
a
shit.
68, right?
Yeah, I
4-door?
fell in love with that son of a bitch.
That car sat up in Richfield, not too far from
This
us.
is what
for
I
sale
said
for
to
a long
him.
time.
Imagine 30 years from now, your daughter driving this to her wedding or something. Whatever, dude. How badass is this going to be 20, 30 years from now? You know, it's like we always think like, I'll take the money. What's $4,000 30 years from now? That car's going to be badass.
Yeah, but could you imagine Buell as a friend now? But could you imagine him as a father-in-law?
No.
That's
Oh
like
my God.
that's craziness,
Oh
dude.
my God.
That's absolutely
Poor
absurd to
guy.
even think. Yeah.
Boy,
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's not so bad now that he went back to work. You know, he's got a little more. Happy birthday to you last week. How many messages did I get? I was selling out. He had all kinds of stuff going on there.
yeah.
It was false. Oh my God, my phone blew up.
Buell
for
just does not care.
days.
Yeah, didn't he do that to Jeremy?
He did it to me.
Gulley at
Yeah.
Blizzard Bash.
No, that was
No, Menard.
Mike Menard.
Menard, he did it to at Blizzard
Yeah,
Bash.
we did it to him at Blizzard Bash. We got it up on the Tron.
Yeah.
And we did it to him at Texas Roadhouse. Got him on the saddle. Yeah, but he pulled it on me probably, I think it was July. And I get a Facebook message from my own daughter, and she's like, "Dad, it's your birthday?" I'm like, "No, Corinne, that's not till December." "Oh, okay."
Hey, I'm glad I don't feel. I come
horrible.
home from work today, and my youngest one wished me a happy birthday this morning. The oldest one never said nothing. So I come home, and the wife and I are talking, and usually the oldest one will work out before we come here, and he's got midterms, so he's gonna, And the wife goes, "You two in the kitchen. You got to make your father birthday cards." And I'm like, "Really? You guys didn't remember that? Make me birthday cards?" But one of them's done. The other one he got half of it done. He's like, "Dad, I don't know what to put on the inside."
Just give me a hug, you brat.
He
You know,
did.
that's my kids. My kids could care less. Oh, your birthday?
Yeah, but when it's theirs, don't you forget about it.
I got the
that's
hug and a
true.
kiss, and out the door we went. I went.
After a
just got
certain
told
age,
I
what
was
does a
old.
birthday mean?
You're old, Dad.
I hear that all the time, anyways.
Well, you are old. When you were born, there wasn't even color TV. Think about that.
Yes, there was,
Oh, those are-
dickhead.
Sorry.
1972, there was color TV.
You don't want Decker, man.
72?
72.
Josh, do you know how many nights away from home you're going to spend with us this summer?
Yes.
And do you know what Ben and I could do to you alone in a bed
You
in a
have
room?
to sleep.
We could tie you to a bed and just go to the Derby and leave you there. What are you going to do? What would you do if Ben and I just decided to just...
I could have so much fun with you at Basher Cash.
Hey, you and I are friends, first of all. You're on my side. The second, Brian is soul. I can out-punch him all day long. He's like bald bull. Like, blah, blah, blah.
Listen, in all seriousness... Listen, in all seriousness, I would probably let you...
I just played it. I gotta take a picture when I play it.
That was awesome.
I bet he even remembers the buttons to push.
Listen, in all
played it.
seriousness, though, I would probably let you hit
Star
me 4 or 5
punch!
times before I get anything back to you. 'Cause I
Little
would just
Mac.
feel so bad
Tearing
crunching
that
you
ass
into a
up.
quarter. And
I would run. I would run.
Just drop a roofie, he'll never know.
As fast as you can, man.
Just
Little
run.
roofie colada, he'll be all right.
So the other day I was welding in my garage. You know, this is my own fault, but
what
Who'd you
part?
pay?
So it's going to fall
I
off.
I closed all the doors. I had my heat on, and I welded from 8:30 in the morning. Like maybe 7 o'clock at night is when I come out. I don't know if you can hear it in me. I couldn't even breathe and stuff. I was coughing
Really?
up. Oh
Imagine
my gosh,
that.
pieces of rust were coming up. I mean, all different stuff I breathed in.
Probably
I don't know how Ben
galvanized,
does it
too.
for a living. I don't know how you do it. I couldn't even breathe.
Well, there's this really cool stuff called ventilation. It helps a lot with
A
welding.
couple hours, I'd open the door and
Still don't help. Today, you could hardly see in the shop.
Oh, I'm sure.
You got your car, Josh, for Bash Up?
no.
No, he's
I'll buy one
hoping
from you.
He's just hoping to show up and somebody will have one ready for him.
I'm
waiting.
running out of cars, buddy.
I would love
Buy the
throwing
Cordoba
them.
off him.
No, he's
He won't
running
sell that
at-
either.
No, that's gonna stay.
I want a matching shocker, 2-door shocker is what I'm gonna. I got my year planned out. I need one more shocker, 2-door shocker. I'd like a truck. I got some ideas with some trucks.
So you like running through
I'd like you to come to a truck show too.
Yeah,
So I could junk you.
Well, you need a newer.
I
you need a
watch.
hydro
Everyone lets
frame.
you win. No one hits you, so it's. Like,
I didn't win. I took second place
Oh,
3 times in a row.
Just as a quick matter of fact, people do hit him.
I do believe
Yeah.
it was Thursday night at Morris last year. I got to witness this man do figure eights in the middle of the track.
No,
was
not
that
figure
Sunday?
eights, donuts.
So was that Sunday or
Thursday night.
No,
Yeah.
Thursday night.
That
Don't.
thing
I
was
almost,
running.
I had almost shrink down in my seat.
That thing was running.
I don't know if I know that guy.
That thing, the trucks seem like I run trucks a bunch of times.
Trucks
I
are
always had a
badass.
good time, but it always seems like you can run them more than once.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the guys that have trucks get a lot of runs out. It's like one of those things where you could build, and then when you get bored on a Friday, it's like let's go to this derby, let's go over here, and
I think I get about 3 runs out of them usually.
but you run.
which is amazing
Wide
for you.
open.
Let's be
Well,
honest.
that's because you're supposed to.
Right.
I'm not going to run that wide open.
I've got a new one though. I'm trying some things out on a new one. It's one of the 06 Dodges.
Does it have
Hydro,
heavy or-
got
the
a
hydroform frames.
Hydroform straight frames from front to back.
Yep.
And I cannot wait to sink a DP in that son of a gun and send it south and see what happens.
That'll be tough.
They're that
There's
one
a
you had
video.
built there that we drove, man. That truck went. What we run
That was
twice.
that was the 4th run on that truck and 4th transmission.
The Dodge Hydro frame, and Ford has one also, right? There's a video on Facebook of a red with a V bumper. It's like 2000 something. It's Hydro frame. It says on the thing. And dude, he is junking stuff.
Well,
He
one of
is
them
junking
guys-
stuff in a stock
there's
class.
One guy, I can't remember the guy's name. I don't even want to attempt it. Maybe it was a Johnson. It was a green and white, I think.
That
one was
he
sick.
ran. He ran it at one of the monster trucks.
Yes,
at one of
indoors.
the monster truck indoor shows, and yeah, that thing was nasty.
I saved all the pictures he was putting up
Yeah.
because Joe's building one. I'm like, I kept sending them to my buddy
Yeah.
Joe. It's like, you got to build like this, like this,
Yeah.
like this.
He built some nasty trucks. I know who you're talking about. There's like 2 tons.
That whole group out there.
If you could get into and find access to like the I almost think they're 08 or newer Ford frames, the 350 frames, the Super Duty frames. I don't want to say don't guarantee the year, but it's up in the newer range. They're the same way. They're straight as an arrow, hydroformed.
Yep.
And-
But what's the
and
goal?
they're-
You're going to put.
The spindles are what scares me. They're aluminum.
You don't sit
Almost
still
all the
long
new
enough
spindles are
Yeah, I don't
aluminum.
think-
hitting the
Just put
spindles.
Joker spindles
What are you
on 'em.
what are you worried about?
I got right now. I'm putting. I got like a 94 to 02 van spindles, and I got them set on and bracketry made so that they kind of look stock. And we'll see if we can get it through a show.
Well, who would
I
know
didn't-
will come on that? I mean,
It's the factory
Truck-
brackets. I just welded them on, and we got the cradle in the works. I'm working with Ryan to try to develop because basically Dodge has just 2 ears,
Right, and
1/8-inch ears coming off the frame, and that's what holds the motor. And I'm working on a cradle that goes over the top of the cradle, or goes over top of the in between the spindles,
Yeah.
so that I can set the motor down, set a small block Chevy in it.
Let's be honest. This area, in a large area, I'll just say this area, a large area, they don't know. Trucks are people are ignorant to trucks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
Because
they're growing.
you-
I think the
well,
truck
what I'm
shows
saying,
are growing.
what I'm
Find
saying
them,
is
you know?
is people look inspection wise.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you can bullshit your way. I mean, Jeremy could bullshit his way out of a police station probably, but you know, in an inspection line, he's like the best salesman. He's like you. He's like the best salesman in the world. You know, it's like, oh yeah, that's like that. You know, and
Especially on the new stuff, who would know?
yeah, you don't.
Yeah, unless you're
lot of-
inspecting trucks, oh, know your
And who-
trucks.
There's
But
a ton of different truck applications and everything
You want
else.
to come
I
back to
mean,
this? We're getting
Gotta pay some
pretty
bills.
deep. Yeah, we gotta run through this stuff. Why don't we come back to this here in just a minute? Let's run through some of this stuff first, and we'll be right back.
Demo Derby Masters offers a wide array of stock Derby parts and accessories that have all been Derby tested. Demo Derby Masters also offers custom fabrication, meaning your homespun garage idea can become a finely produced reality. Their team of engineers and Demo Derby drivers have designed, manufactured, and Derby tested all parts to ensure quality and durability, even under the most extreme conditions. DemoDerbyMasters.com also carries a full line of helmets, fire suits, gloves, and belts, and Kaiser's own branded oils and fluids. Parts are manufactured, housed, and shipped out of their 140,000 square foot facility located in Coopersville, Michigan. Order online at DemoDerbyMasters.com or contact them by phone at 800-472-2464 or email info@DemoDerbyMasters.com. Capital City Carnage will kick off the 2016 schedule for Ultimate Derby, paying $30,000 to win. The show is open to only 100 cars with slightly lighter build specs than Blizzard Bash. The feature field will be set by a series of 10 qualifying heats, and only around 20 cars will make the A main. The Elite program will open the season for Ultimate Derby, which will close the year right back in Topeka, Kansas Expo Center with the 2016 Blizzard Bash. But first, we'll crown the champion of Capital City Carnage April 29th to 30th in downtown Topeka. For more, visit www.capitalcitycarnage.com. Smash It Demolition Derbies has partnered with Crash Course for the duration of the 2016 season. Offering more than 40 shows throughout Ohio, they are the promotion group that oversees the annual Bash for Cash. Scheduled for May 27th to the 29th, the Memorial Day Weekend Classic is now 3 days long and will feature 3 main events paying in excess of $10,000 to each of 3 drivers. The DEC Header Compacts run Friday night with their feature set for Sunday paying $10,000. The DerbyTees.com, Turn Back the Clock, and Big Rock near at 80s and newer will also pay first place more than $10,000 in each division on Sunday night. Light trucks, youth cars, the wire class, 80s and newer wire class, full-size trucks, street stocks, and 5-foot full-size outlaws for the schedule as the show moves to its new home at the Ross County Fairgrounds in Chillicothe, Ohio. Again, that's the Bash for Cash 2016, May 27th to the 29th in Chillicothe, Ohio. For more on the Bash for Cash or Smash It's County Fair schedule, visit www.smashitderby.com. Winter Slam has sold out. All 140-plus driver option spots have been filled as fans continue to get ready for the annual Northern Trek to Garden City, Minnesota. The Bluegrass County Fairgrounds will again host the 4 one-and-done events with compact, wire-class stuff and modified. Last year was a record-setting year for attendance, with that mark expected to be broken again since the drivers' roster is already full. And the promoters have had to turn away wire-class cars because there's simply no place else to park. The show is scheduled for February the 13th outdoors, and it's the most fun you can have in February. Jump on Facebook, look up Winter Slam, and message Randy McCloskey directly for more details. It's the hottest way to kickstart the 2016 Derby season. That's the 2016 Winter Slam, Garden City, Minnesota, February the 13th. Kings of Old School returns for their second installment of Spring Chaos, June 11th and 12th at the Broome County Fairgrounds in Whitney Point, New York. Last year, it was Jonathan Furr coming away with the inaugural title. The show promises as much action as last year, springing into a 2-day format for the first time. Rules and payout are posted online at kingsofoldschool.net. The Kings of Old School team event will be center stage again, moving to the Delaware County Fairgrounds in Walton, New York, as part of the Kings of Old School Regional Championship program, September 4th and 5th. The county and event winners from around the Northeast will be eligible to run during this championship event. For more details, again, jump online and visit kingsofoldschool.net or visit the group on Facebook.
And we are back. Boy, I wish everybody could have been listening to what was going on behind the scenes. February the 20th. February the 20th is the Northeast Banquet coming up here real soon at the Owego Treadway Inn again this year. Looking forward to getting down there. We're going to be doing a live show down there. Aaron Bunt's working closely on that. It's going to be a good time. I know a lot of folks are already looking forward to that. A bunch of guys from down in Virginia are looking at making the trip up, and it's going to be one you don't want to miss. February the 20th is the date for that, and I believe February the 20th is also the Cliff Donnelly benefit as well. I think that's the same one. Cliff's continuing to have some struggles with some kidney trouble, and we wish him well and wish him the best in terms of trying to get better. So that is coming up on the 20th. You asked me a little bit ago how the RC Derby went. We had the first ever sanctioned event at Radio Hill Raceway in Dundee. Over the weekend, we had 11 cars show up. James Brown was there, along with his brother Jerry. Jake Sherman ran there for the first time. He'd never been to Radio Hill before. It was ton of fun. He had his boy there. His boy ended up driving a car, one of my cars, and
How'd
then
Alan do?
Alan didn't go. He wanted to stay home and see if the Broncos could beat the Patriots.
I can't
So I can't.
I love your kid.
He's like,
He's his own man.
yep.
you know?
He's like, I don't want to go. I'll go next time. I'm
That's
like,
cool,
fine,
man.
no problem.
Absolutely.
Jake, in the money round, Ryan Davenport ended up second to Jeremy Caddy. He borrowed the black and tan car that I had at Blizzard Bash. First shot, the back end went right to the ground. He turned around and drove with the nose all night and only needed to use one rescue, and that's how it ended. He put Ryan Davenport up on the wall. Davenport shot clock started. He was all out of help. Katie called for his first rescue, turned it around. He moved about 6 inches, and the motor burned out. And Davenport couldn't get off the wall. So that's how it ended. And then we did about a 20-minute free-for-all where just anytime somebody got shoved out or flipped over, we just put them right back into the ring and let them keep going. One guy had the left front and right rear knocked off it and completely melted his electrical system. Burned up the motor. And Radio Hill wants to have another one in April. So that's kind of cool.
Awesome.
Motorama is coming up, so Caddy and Davenport both qualify right to the feature on the 21st down in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So that's kind of cool. They're going to be down there. And February the 20th is the qualifying rounds down there as part of Motorama. And if you live in Ohio, you're looking for something to do, the Ohio Bash is that day as well. That's Keith Rourke and HTRC are going to be hosting that one. So a lot of momentum as the season for full-size and now the RC cars taking full effect. Jake's car was fresh. I got that done last week. By the time he was done with it, the right side quarter panel was ripped off it. The trunk and left quarter panel were still connected, but those had been ripped off the other side, and the front end was just grenaded. And his boy had the first car that I built, and he turned that thing into junk. The seam where the door and the fender came together, just ahead of that, it was ripped completely through. It tore through the first L sign.
Awesome.
And he was really excited about that and asked if he could take the car for show and tell today at school. So that's
That's cool.
That's cool.
all of his buddies got to see that. So it was neat. Ryan had a pretty good night. Ryan ended up taking $100 for second place. Jeremy got $250 for first, and he turned around and he led flag to flag at the feature for the Mud Bosses. So he got $60 for winning that. So not a bad payday for Ryan Davenport.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yep, I did not do well. Blew the steering on the line.
You blew the steering before you hit anything?
Put it down, put it on the track, and just to check and make sure, and the steering servo stripped out. So I turned the steering trim down all the way to the right, so when I took off the line, it would hook into the middle of the pack, and as soon as they said go, I stood on it and sailed through, hit a guy, got up over him, and leaped over the wall, and was outside track upside down. I shut it off and went into officiating because
Comedians over there.
Yeah,
Decker was busting on the RC guys pretty hard on the way up.
Oh my God! Of course, that's what David said. Oh, Dan, that's not true.
I get the final laugh. Boy.
I'll punch you in the teeth. You know that's not true. Most of them RC drivers.
I just was
going
to mention titanium axles and steel bodies.
Oh yeah, they got
That's
so
Watch
hard.
Chris
Yeah,
go through the
that's
roof.
Half-inch construction,
Yeah, that's,
solid steel.
he tells me to shut up every time I say that.
because people listen to you.
Yeah, but Chris, just think you could have Ben build you a car.
Because then I got to load myself.
No, you're the inspector. Everything's good on your car.
No.
Did you learn anything from Bob Denny? Everything's good when it's yours.
Chris, how fast do those things go, man? I mean, sometimes some things.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cliff's Benefits, February 28th. John King weighing in. I thought that was the 20th. My mistake. So February 28th. It was the week after. Week after.
They look like they hook up quick.
Yeah, they'll do. There's no motor rule on them. So one of the cars that I had had a 1/8 scale Castle monster truck motor, and it could do about 70 miles an hour.
Damn.
Yeah.
Put a gas motor in it.
Which is a great idea, but the problem is you're only going to be able to run for like 10 minutes before you blow through the fuel
But you're
tank.
gonna
that shit
send
over in
shit
10
the whole
minutes.
10 minutes, you're going to be just jacking people.
True.
I just got a Vic 98 to 02 for $200.
You
Sorry.
suck.
I just got an email.
98
Thought you
to
weren't
02?
supposed to resell cars you got from Derby guys.
It's not a Derby guy. This guy wanted 1,500 on Craigslist. I went to look at it. I'm like 200. He kept emailing me like every day. It started going down and down. I started in like early December. I just got it. I told him the frame was bent.
Good job.
I lied.
It is bent from the factory.
his old lady hit something, some stop sign or something, you know, and it like pushed the hood up in the fender a little bit, and I'm like, it's junk. It's bent right behind the arms. I didn't even look there. I'm like, it's junk. I don't want it. And he's like, seriously? I'm like, yeah, I don't even want it. He says he'll drive on the trailer.
You are always hustling, Josh Decker.
I try.
And I thought I was bad. You know?
Oh,
I'm better at it than you do.
I mean, I see that.
hey, more importantly, I'm glad you got the gel in, so the hair's up today. You're looking
Haircut.
You're looking good, bud.
I've been looking rough.
hate to
I
see
got a
it.
haircut. I shaved.
Shaved this month.
Yeah, I went
You're
like
probably
3
good to
weeks.
Capital Carnage now, right?
You should see this morning. That was rough.
Well,
again.
Bash for Cash, you kidding me?
That was rough.
Can't look that right
Dash for
off.
cash.
No doubt.
So your new job now or what?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I'm going to the next couple weeks.
If anybody's looking for a great salesman, Josh Decker knows somebody can give you their name.
Yeah, well, I want a lot of money and a free vehicle, you know, and some 401k and some health insurance.
Anything else? Unlimited
why I don't have a job.
Unlimited vacation or what?
Well, at least 3 weeks. But
I think I counted it up at work the other day. I have 31 days off this year.
holy cow.
It's not bad.
That's pretty sweet.
I got 4 weeks and 2 days.
So he's
Wow.
at 30. And he's got 11 years over me.
In
No, he's not more than that.
2 more years, I get 5 weeks.
No, just say to my old lady, I do something wrong.
2
in
more
my
years
life.
you'll be on Social Security. won't
2
you?
more years.
Oh,
Well, that's 25 years. I'll be at my job for 25 years in 2 more years.
Good for you.
Wow, you got a lot more than me then. I'm only at 9 in my job.
You know what I realized is like a lot of people do not work during the day. Like look at Gulley, doesn't do shit during the day. Dan doesn't do shit during the day. You don't do no.
you
Well,
talking
not
about?
you, but you never do shit.
Where's you going to
You
say
work
to me?
kind of hard. I'm not gonna
Listen
say
to
it on you.
Listen to this guy.
You don't do shit.
What are you
Dan.
talking about?
Dan, you just sent me a thing. I'm laid off. I have no worries in the
Were you-
world.
I got
living the
evidence
life.
on my phone that you sent me. He's like, Dan, you work way too much. That's all you do is work. That's all you do is work. And I got proof to
That's
back
true,
that.
I did say that.
Decker posted a message at like 10
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yep.
I'm done for the
God,
day.
done
I'm
for
done
the
When's the
day.
last time you
Done
did,
for the day.
When's the
Done for the
last
day.
time
I'm
you
gonna
did
go get some
anything that
fat.
involves your
He's
job?
getting
Seriously, when's the last time you did anything involving your job?
It's been a few months. But, you know, it's-
1946.
I mean, last time I knew Brian, he was driving around PA looking at cars in people's yards.
that's part of my job, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Doctor, if you did
Canvassing, it's
if
called.
you did my job, I guarantee you'd cry once a day. I guarantee it. You'd
He's
cry
soft.
once a day.
You couldn't pick up a bucket of washers.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't have to.
I don't have to. The next guy has
And
to.
listen,
that would cause a callus on his hands.
I've been to Jeremy's work and I've seen what he's got to deal with. You would absolutely be crying there too. I have no doubt.
What?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
I've been over there myself.
If I was Jeremy, well, there's a
He
reason
has
why.
a huge leather couch and a big screen TV and all this mahogany stuff and these animal. I mean, Gulley.
yeah, he was over there on a day that I didn't do anything,
Yeah.
or we didn't do
Dude,
anything.
I was down there. And he
Not
fed,
the 16-hour day that I put in
He
at
fed
deer
like
season.
15 hunters who were. Do any of them guys watch this show?
I probably not.
15 guys that were hammered and were just. I'm sitting there going, there is no
3
way.
a.m. to about 11 p.m.
Yeah, there is no way.
You could
That's a long
come.
day.
You could come to work with me one day.
Man, no.
Weld 7'4" 4x6 or 3-inch eye. It's like 3,200 welds a day.
Yeah. I'd like to wake up about 9. I like to be done at work by 1.
See, I need to bring him to work with me. Ben will throw him right in the ditch, put
Yeah.
a shovel in his hand.
Dan, you've never
That wouldn't
shoveled
work.
shit.
What do you mean?
know
What do you mean?
You get a backhoe. You're like, we all see you, Dan.
Him with the hand motions today.
Don't say that's
You know
work,
what,
Dan.
dude? You don't think you started out on the bottom? We
Don't
all
say
start
that's
out
work,
on the bottom,
Dan.
buddy.
Don't even say it.
He's got it so tough, doesn't he, Brian?
He does.
He's got it tough.
Josh Decker.
He's got his own personal fan page now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you
Guys
noticed that.
just
Yep, I
begging to
did
build
notice
cars
that.
for him all across the country.
I wish I could. You know what
It's
I
kind
should
of a
do?
big deal,
I
you
should
know?
forward the hate I get from the backside of it, so everyone can see it. Like, who the hell has a fan page, you asshole? It's like, okay, I should delete this.
And listen,
you know?
and when we're doing shows and you're getting the hate, who addresses the hate on air?
You are a good big.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Jesus.
That's because you're kind of half-assed polite about it. I
Well,
just tell
to a
them to go
point.
fuck themselves.
You know what?
That's
the
why
other-
all you guys
Josh,
are like this. They're
Josh.
like this. They got the phones out. They're like, man, look at that. Where's my phone?
Over there in a pile.
Yeah,
Not going off.
That's
not
smart.
going off.
That's smart, everybody.
Of course, when we come back from these shows, everybody's like, "Oh, look, I got 100 and some new friends. I got 100." I look at my phone.
I'm full.
I got like 2.
I told you the fan page might not be the best idea.
wait, we're trying it. You know, like if it goes, if it works, it works. If it does,
I think it's been working pretty well.
you know, it's funny because I put like tips up, Mopar tips, and like people are like, well, you can go buy this and go. But the point of my tip was like free. It's like old school. Like if it's just a kid in his garage, how do I fix my steering?
Yeah.
Okay, now a lot of people were writing me like, who the hell are you? But I truly swear to God, I had at least 10 people message me and say, Josh,
When
how
people
would you
say-
do this? How would you do that? How would I like that tip? And yes, it's not for like Mike Brown to look at and say like, oh, Josh Decker's teaching me something. It's not for it's not for Mike Brown. It's for like us average Joes that like, I didn't think of that.
I mean, Pete's not going to look at your page.
Pete's probably putting some hate out there, but you know, I understand it. You know,
Actually, Pete's stripping a car probably right now.
Yeah, Pete's stripping a roundie.
Just rolled in with that.
Where's
one
he
the other
taking
night
it,
there.
Jeremy?
I can't say.
Don't
I
you
know.
dare.
I know where it's going.
One of the
I heard the
one
whole
of the
deal.
dozen.
Pretty impressive.
Oh,
How many cars did he buy?
I can't say it out loud.
Yeah, you can't talk about that.
okay. Off air.
Yeah.
I'll know.
Oh yeah, we'll tell
When he
you
wants
before you
everybody
got
to
here.
know, he'll tell them. And then
He
they
will.
can-
What do you think about all this stuff going on in Firster and what Pete's up to?
It's half-ass staged.
Yeah.
Okay, good talk. So,
It's I don't know. You know, I don't know what to think of it. I don't know if it's I know Chris and Pete knew each other, but I also knew that they were back and forth on rules. So I don't know if it's, it would be absolutely awesome to fucking watch.
Yes.
Absolutely.
There ain't
let's
no
touch
doubt
let's
in
touch
my
on that.
mind.
Where's
on.
the show going to happen? What rules?
well, we
are
don't
gonna
know.
run?
We don't know a lot of
I've
that
been
because
in a
there's a lot
personal
of.
message with Firster and Pete. It is funnier now. I'll tell you that. Just let them two battle it. Oh, I should put it on Facebook. It's hilarious. They say the same shit to each other's faces, which is funny. There's places that have already said like, yes, have it here, we will have it. Have it here,
Well, I
we
think
will have it.
that Pfister name dropped that Trumbull County Fair.
Yeah.
They're trying to
It's in
figure out
Ohio.
rules. Pete's got a good point. I mean, yes, everyone's going to want to watch it. But, like, does Pete want to go spend $5,000? Because, listen, he ain't going to half-ass it. We know Pete. Does he want to go spend $5,000 just to go run heads up? It's like it's got to make sense for them, which I understand it.
Heads up's kind of boring, to be honest with you.
It
to
is.
watch. It's a chess
It's
game.
good in theory.
It's a chess game, but
Especially Pete, he'll wait you out for 5 years. You'll sit there till 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because Pete's not going to make a mistake.
Pete
No, he's
don't
not.
make many
And
mistakes.
I'm
He's
not-
very, very patient on the
I'm
track.
in no way knocking Chris Firster. Chris is a good builder. Chris is a good driver. But from what I've seen, Pete isn't going to put himself in a bad spot, and he's
Pete's-
not going to make the mistakes.
Pete will set an alarm clock and take a nap,
Yeah,
and then just
he's-
wake up and.
I've
go to
never
town.
seen Chris drive, nor I've never met the man face to face. Never seen him build. But I'm here to tell you, when Pete puts something in his head, you might as well kick that concrete wall because that's the way it is.
Firster, I feel is the same way. Firster's very, very, very good builder,
Well, yeah, I
builder
talked to some
meticulous.
guys on Facebook, and that's what they said was that Firster's
And I think a team type setup would be more
better
interesting
show.
and better of a show for some place to bring it. And I wouldn't go, have 3-man teams,
Yeah.
2 3-man teams, limited well build and send it.
But I don't think people took the context of it all right because
No,
There was
First
hate
off-
mail on Facebook, man.
Yeah.
First off,
Oh,
yes.
yeah,
no,
yeah.
people are sending Chris Firster private messages how he's a piece of no, and it's
Yeah.
like, come on, guys. Believe this. There's a lot of respect between those two.
Oh, yeah.
And think of this. It isn't all Chris coming out saying, I want to go against Pete. That wasn't the point
No,
of the
not at
story
all.
if you were listening. The
No.
point of the story is Chris is saying, my guys in my area are just as good as Pete, and I want them to believe it.
Yeah.
It's confidence.
That's
Yeah,
Isn't
exactly
have
against,
no
it's not,
confidence
it's not
in
Pete
themselves.
Hansen sucks, and that's not what he
No,
was
not at
saying
all.
with
No.
that.
Nope, not at all.
Great point.
no.
That's not what he was saying with
No,
that.
he was saying he was frustrated because people
Some guys
more or
felt-
less said that if Pete's running, we're not running
Yeah,
because
he'd
we
show up
can't.
and they would
They
just
felt that they
blow.
couldn't compete.
And he wants to show no fear. Listen,
Right.
I have no fear. I'm going to
Right.
go out there. He might beat me. He might not. But whatever, I have no fear. You have equal no fear. Is what he's
Right.
saying to his drivers. That's all
Right.
that was.
But I mean, we've touched on that a million times, and it's not just here. It's anywhere across the country. I mean, why not go out and run against the best? Because you know what? Okay, if you go out and you get beat by Bobby Whitaker in the Derby,
Who cares?
Who cares? Because so have 10,000 other guys.
Absolutely.
But just what if?
Yes.
What if that one night?
Yes,
something-
Brian.
Something
That's
wrong
right.
happens.
Look at
and
Ben's
you
last
win.
run, man. Look at the video. Look, he was beating awesome people. I mean, Ben's last run was huge.
Yeah, and then before that, the video I posted from out in Ohio.
Yeah.
I was pounding on Toby Hiley's dad.
Yeah, it's
I was
awesome.
out there with Trey Nichols. I was out there with Doodle.
Yeah.
I was out there
Yeah.
with Johnny Rutherford
Yep.
and everything else in the
Yeah,
heat
it's-
out there in
yeah.
Imperial heat. And I'm like, Yeah, okay, Doodle handed my ass at the end, but hey.
I was
But
there.
it was
Well, you were
Doodle.
there. You were
Yeah,
there.
But it was
I was
Doodle.
there. I made it to the feature. I hung in the feature for a while,
Yep.
and the pecking order.
But I was saying that-
I was,
You were
I
down
knew
low.
to go.
You had a good
you know.
time. I mean, you had a
I
blast,
had-
right?
And that was my whole goal. My whole goal was everybody's goal, and they go to when you go to a derby, you always have in your mind, I want to win the derby.
Mm-hmm.
But people always look at me and say, you're lying, because when I went to them derbies and them last derbies I went to, I didn't intend on winning. I intended on going,
Breaking stuff.
having fun,
Yes.
breaking shit, and just enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Enjoying.
And everybody's like, oh man, that you got to be bummed out that you got junked out there. I'm like, no, I'm pretty excited because A, I made the feature,
Yeah.
and B, I was out there running with some of the best drivers there
Only
was.
one guy's going to win. Everyone else is going to get
Right.
junked.
Yeah, everyone
Right.
else is going to be upset.
You know, I said to Dan the other day, it's like, you know what, we can stay home and go against the same 8 guys. I can go to Morris and go against fucking Chad
Yeah, but we're
Winnie.
driving
and
12. We're
I can
going
go
12
here.
hours to go against the same guys.
Yeah, we're stupid this year.
Only for bash.
But going to Brookville, getting to run with Sam out in Minnesota, all of a sudden these new faces, it brings back Derby and back to when you started, when it's like
awesome.
you pulled out on the track
You don't
and
know
you can
nobody.
hit anybody.
Hey, you don't
It's
know
fun.
anybody.
There's no more politics. There's no more.
Yeah.
And at the bigger show, I haven't had yet where somebody said, "You're an asshole. You hit me out there." Everyone shakes your hand. Hey, good run.
That's
Good
not
run,
true.
good run.
New Alex.
Well, it's similar. It's similar with
That's
the
true. Me and Ben were teaming
Well, we
off.
just kind of broke a guy's motor block,
Yeah.
but that's he was.
And that was a
That was
nice thing
awesome.
at Coos. I mean, I'd never been in heat like that until I was at Coos. I pulled out there, and Rick Clark and I had talked a little bit before, and I mean, other than Rick, I was, I had 20 other cars I could hit on the track. It was terrific. Nobody
But
was
Brian,
bitching and
too,
whining.
like in your heat, especially great cars in your heat. I mean, looking down that track, I mean, you have to you were picking shots.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many great drivers in there. I mean, it's fun as it's
fun as hell.
it's fun as hell when all of a sudden you're outlasting, now not beating because that's not the word, but when you outlast Todd say, well, let's say, Todd broke his train and you're still going. It's like, oh no shit, and it's like you start to realize.
But that's why you derby, because
Yeah.
stuff happens.
Yeah, stuff like that
He
happens.
broke a tranny, so it's you beat him that night. You were
Yeah.
better than him that night, that run,
Yeah.
and that's the end of it.
I don't like to say beat.
Side-
'Cause I hear a lot of people say, I beat this guy, Unless you virtually are head-to-head knocking his brains in, I lasted longer.
Lasting longer.
Because Buell always say he beats me. You never beat me one time, goddammit. You might have lasted longer. You might have lasted longer. But head-to-head, I beat him.
That's the thing that's neat about the Warriors Tour. It's definitely out of my league. I mean,
It's
be
not.
going up
It's
against
not, though.
It's not, Dan.
But that's my mindset. But I'm going to go down there. I'm going to pick 3 shows. I'm going to have a blast this summer, man. And I could say I ran with guys, met new people.
And that's-
I'm not going to win. I'm just going to go have a good
They're
time.
going to
that's-
teach you so much.
That's the thing is,
I mean,
I'm considering going down and running one of both shows just
Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting towards the end of my driving career, so I mean, it was just something new to do. I mean, if I get on there and get beat by the guys that run that tour, okay.
you would love
Exactly,
that
Brian.
pace. That pace is
Exactly.
perfect for you.
Yeah, I would have a ball.
Exactly.
you would
I
love
don't think
it.
I'd have anything left after the heat, though. I don't think I'd make it back out for a
I think
God's
you
heat.
would. If you ran like you did at Coos, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
For anybody up in our way that's saying that, like Dan just said, it's out of our realm. No, it is not. I ran it. Trust me. I used to say that too. The rules that they have now, man,
Oh, yeah.
it's so. It's
Oh,
so
I love
New
the
York.
super stock rules. It's awesome.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm building a Bash for Cash car next year. A Smash It car for next year. The guy called me.
Really? That's awesome.
Very nice.
Well, when you
awesome.
go to those derbies, just like you start walking around, you look at a car, no one's saying, "Hey, dickhead, get away from my car." It's like, "Hey, you like that? Hey, oh," it's like, "Oh yeah, what'd you do here?" "Oh, I welded this and that because I think this and that." The atmosphere, man, I'm telling you, it's so much cooler. It's so, and for guys in our area, that's where you want to go.
Yeah.
We've been there. I used to think I was outclassed. It's not true.
Well, back in 2008 when I couldn't get the Doba to pass inspection down to Morris, I had to find a second
His outlaw car.
alternative there, and I ended up taking it down to Ohio, and I went down there. And it was a lonely feeling when I rolled in there, and I thought I had something good, and then I see what their modified cars were. I'm like, oh, boy, we're in
you
for a
were
long night. But
close.
you know what, man? A couple of locals came over and said, hey, you want to run together? They had their own enemies within,
Oh, yeah.
and they were looking for an outsider to join their forces, and that was, I jumped right with it,
Absolutely.
and I learned so much down there. They were leafing Fords, and they had this, that, and I'm like, man, they're way ahead of what we are. It was a blast. I like going and travel in different
Yep.
places.
Well, don't you almost
Just
feel
a-
that a lot of us become stale? Sorry,
No,
Chris.
just a quick note. Todd Height sent me a message and it reminded me he lost a tie at the
Was that
at the
before or
New
after
Year's
he
Eve.
face planted?
It's a New Year's Eve party. Never mind any of that stuff. It's a tie that he's trying to get his hands back on. It's got some meaning to him. So if
We
anybody
found it.
has, you did?
Yep.
Did you really find it?
Yes.
For real?
Yes.
Good.
according to Gulley, he found it in my house, but I have it. And yes, it's at my house. I'll take care of it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Just for the record, that was a concrete car, Ben.
Yeah.
You had concrete in that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great, man. Good one.
Yeah, that was blowing out on a track at Cuba. Fire department guy comes up to me, he says, "What is this?"
Cheater.
After the heat was over, I'm like, "I don't know. Did I break a piece of the Jersey barrier off?" And no, he said, "No, this came out of your bumper. You'll never run this track again."
That was the year after. That was the year
After
after us.
Yeah.
When the first time I ever met Bo Lockwood,
Oh yeah, that's when Bo. Yep, first time.
Bo
I
got
did.
out of his car 3 times.
Yeah, I remember that show.
That was
We hung
awesome.
Tori Mozzarella or Mozzarella or whatever his name is.
Mozzarella.
Hung him up on the wall, and then that's where that heavy metal 26 or whatever.
Yep,
went down.
Justin there.
Yes.
Justin.
He ran, and me and Frank brought our West Virginia cars back.
Yes.
And Bo had a leash-sprung Buick Electra that had
Yeah, it was
kickers and
nasty.
everything else. And that's Manichaki ran that show.
Yep.
And basically went out there, got Tori hung up. Bo pretty much got sick of it. You know, I was like, because he had the nastiest car out there.
Oh, yeah, that was
And,
a mean car.
So then Frank and I started battling it out, and that's when the Derby got stopped. Tori got pulled off the wall. Bo got back in his car and had to start all over again.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got that on video, Ben. I got
Yeah.
that whole heat
Oh,
on
I
video.
was
buddy.
bad. I was.
Who was the promoter?
Steve.
Steve was, but the call came from the guy running the show,
Jason.
Butts.
Why would Jason Butts, a non-derbier, have any say?
'Cause he
I
was
don't
the
know, but
promoter.
That was probably one of the best heats I seen though,
Oh, I was-
because that was going out the track on
Oh,
the
yeah.
south end of the track, man.
I
It was just
I couldn't get no traction, so I backed all the way up. I was into the dry dirt and coming. We got awesome shots on the side of that car once we got him sideways against the wall, and he didn't want nothing to do with it because that was the softest
only
part
weak-
of the car.
you had
Yeah.
them, you had
I
them
hit
tall
that
turnouts.
I come down the track and hit him back my front end to the back end of that
You there
Buick,
for that?
No,
and I watched
no,
the
no.
center of the roof flex. That was it
On his.
on his
Yeah.
on that Buick.
He
What were
had-
you driving, the Galaxy?
No,
Oh,
I
yeah.
had that
You were there, Brian?
67
Oh,
Newport
yeah.
with imp sub.
But Bo,
I pulled that
geez.
imp sub out, and it was bent 3 or 4 different ways.
But-
His Buick was bending your imp sub.
but
Yes.
no, listen though. The back of
It
his
had
Buick,
14 leaves under each side.
yeah, and he
that
leafed
was
it, but
nasty.
it wasn't. I don't think it was leaf spring. It was like
Flat
flat.
stack.
Yeah,
it
it
was,
was-
square, dude.
It was
or something.
It was
Yeah.
the old. If you go way back and look at the first like Buckeye bashes in Ohio,
Yeah.
leash sprung. They could leash spring convert the GMs and everything else. That's exactly what it was.
It was a
It
nasty
was
car.
It was a
freaking
bad
nasty.
machine, Brian.
That was
That was
awesome.
the first time I met him. That's why you guys were busting my balls down to New Alex when he showed up there.
But
That-
Ben, when they stopped that and they pulled them guys, that was a whole. That
Oh,
Derby
I-
was good to that. That he was good, but that was a whole new element, man. You
that
guys
took
were
me
opening up.
That
the
took
car.
me right out of it because I
were
was
sending
madder than a fucker, boy. I just put
Who
him
won
right
it?
on the floor.
Were you there that
right?
night?
Okay,
Did
Frank
Frank win it?
Which one?
I think it was
No.
the first Derby at Cuba.
I don't think he ended
I
up.
think that was the first
That
ever
was the first
Derby
one he
at
ever
Cuba.
had.
No,
Tori
I wasn't
ended up
there.
winning.
I wasn't there for that. But when we stayed with Bo and Lori down in Pennsylvania after the Reckless Warriors banquet, and we talked a lot about that car and him meeting Ben.
The first couple years he ran that Derby was a good show down there. Then
Yeah.
it got out of hand
That was a good.
because that was becoming the show. I mean,
It was. It was.
Sure,
It was
Cuba was a good
Cuba
show,
was
man.
becoming the show.
Remember when
and
you
then-
sandbagged the one that one heat? I don't think you dented that car, did you?
Listen
Seriously?
to me, before that Derby, people bust my balls about that. Rob Brown said, you're going to win today, and it's because I want you to practice sandbagging. You sandbag until they literally throw that flag inside that car. I never bagged like that. I didn't hit nobody.
No, you didn't.
Chuck Chapman was junking people around me. And then when I won it, I felt like an asshole. It's like Chuck Chapman just cleared 30 straight cars,
Yeah,
and I'm
he did.
over here, pop, 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 pop. And then I got lucky and won the Derby. Because that's another one I do not say I beat Chuck Chapman.
No.
I did not beat
Outlasted
him
him.
that day.
Yep.
I just outlasted him.
Yeah.
And you know what? I actually enjoyed Cuba. You know, Sam Williams said to me one time, this haunts me, like, and I just saying it to Bo the other day. Sam said, when you become a promoter, the day you start, this clock starts ticking. And you have to keep going up and up and up and up, year after year, month after month after day. And the day that it starts going like this,
You get out.
wrap it up
Yep.
because you are done. Just take it to the peak and see ya. And Sam said that to me, and Bo and I had just a great conversation with it. I think Bo was still going up.
Oh yeah.
Same with Sam. I mean, you know, but if you think back of promoters that have been around, like you said, there's been a lot of great derbies around, and eventually they die out. Why?
Yeah.
Either they're not going up or
'cause
it's internal corruption.
Well, I think mentally, they get to a point where you either take a leap and get out of your safety zone
Yes.
and take that leap, or continue to be safe.
You plateau.
And you can't you can't be safe. I mean,
I mean,
you
think
got
about
to take the chance once in a while.
Cuba Cuba was primed to become a huge derby.
I'm telling you right now, Blizzard Bash, mark my words, I'll say it every chance I get, it's going to be just like Tournament of Destruction. It's going to be it's going to be Lucas on the edge.
That would be cool.
It's
as long as we were doing the announcing for
Sam's got so much
Bash
going
TV.
on.
I'm telling
Sam
you,
is so ahead of that.
Lucas Oil is stupid. Speedway Motors is on board. Lucas Oil is stupid not to jump on board with.
Look how much
with
Lucas gets
derbies
ran
like
out
that.
there.
And they got their own TV network.
Mav.
So
They got
their own
next,
TV.
Mav TV.
They got their own TV network. I mean,
Next thing you know,
they're
Which means they don't need us.
Yeah.
you know they
You
sponsor
guys- they need us.
Tractor
Yeah.
Pull, and they sponsor
Oh yeah.
I think Sam's already on a lot of that stuff.
You know, I saw a post from Raceway 45.
Oh
this
good
week.
lord, 100,000 to
$100,000.
win.
No,
Derby?
the other one.
I didn't see the other one.
the
I
one
gotta
they canceled.
Did they?
Not yet, but it's got to be on
No,
its
go
way.
ahead because I wanted to talk about that real
Yeah.
quick.
Well, I don't want to give it any more time, but I was sent a screen grab, or there was a post on their page that said that they've entered some talks with some folks that we know.
No, he made who the man you're talking about actually made an open post about that he was talking to that group. I
Oh,
saw
okay.
that.
There was one
So-
post. I don't know if it's the same man or not, but there was a post on. They put that up. There was that screen grab, and Tori Schutte wrote a paragraph.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
and it was one of the most well thought out
It was
and
very
had
good.
the most facts derby wise that I've ever seen.
I read the exact same thing. I thought it was very good.
And
Go on.
that's the thing. You can say whatever you want about Tori Schutte, love him, hate him, whatever.
He knows
but,
how to run a big show. Though.
But everything he hit on in that was absolutely true.
He's-
And
he-
the last thing he said, he didn't badmouth him. He didn't say anything negative about him. He said, just keep this. These are the facts. Keep this in mind, and do what you're going to do. I mean, he was very, very, very politically correct about it. But I thought it was a great write up that he did about that.
It's $100,000 to win, but it's not. And this is always the hang up for all of us. Guaranteed money.
Yeah,
It's not
not.
guaranteed money.
No.
It is per car count.
Yeah.
Which, as all of us derby drivers know, it never works.
Yeah.
It will not work. You have to have 100% payout.
The only time that's going to work is if like one of us win a Powerball.
Yeah.
There'd be
I wrote it on there.
There'll be like 5 freaking $100,000 to win derbies.
If a derby driver, no, let's. I wrote this on there. Like derby drivers should stick together. The next derby driver that wins the Powerball, let's do it. Like, Troy Tagg wrote on there.
Derby drivers don't. People in cities win lotteries.
Okay. So, $100,000 to win would really change the sport. Like a lot of people were against it. Yeah, right. But Troy said, "Wait on, guys. What if this is true? What if this would change the sport? There would be some negative with it, but if somebody were to come on board and say, here's $100,000 on this table, and this is my payout. Here it is. That shit would be big. That would change the sport.
But it wouldn't though. You
Go.
think about it.
Go.
You have $100,000 to win derby. It would last 24 hours.
It's the same as the 30,000.
No,
it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
Because it's all the way you depict and write the rules and enforce them.
I don't think it would. Yes, you'd have a lot of bagging, but $100,000.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? So we're never going to have a cap. We're always
No,
going to
you
have a cap
don't.
on
No,
derby.
you limit their gasoline, and that's it. That's,
You limit
that's
I love
the
that.
easiest way to do
You
it.
limit
Yes.
their gas and incorporate Utah with a shot clock.
Yep.
Nah, that's
Shot
a
clocks are
good
hard
point.
though. They are
Yeah,
so hard to do in a derby.
Utah's got a goddamn machine that does it for
Right.
you.
Literally,
It's not
I
even
mean,
human done.
How many rule sets say no more than 5 gallons of gas, and how many guys have got 16-gallon,
16
15-gallon
gallon
tanks?
tanks.
Yeah, I don't.
You know?
I don't understand why we kept letting people put more gas. I would say if you have only a certain amount of gas, eventually you got to turn it up. You have to turn you try to wait to be the last one with gas.
You give them 8 gallons of gas, that's going to be about a 45-minute long heat. That's it.
Well, and you got guys who running maybe a stock motor that's not going to burn as much as a 500 horse motor. You got that comes in all into play when you limit your gas.
Because that's what Mayhem was running about 45 to 50 minutes until they started bumping up the gas.
Yep.
Well, let's
I
go to
would've-
NASCAR. I mean, NASCAR.
I would have liked to. Sorry,
Go ahead.
I would have liked to seen what Mayhem's feature would have ran last year with these rules if it hadn't rained. Because I mean, with the rain going in, that obviously affected the track. But I mean, this year, if it's dry, I'd like to see how long Mayhem.
With the
I'm
stock
here to tell
rules,
you,
you're saying?
I think we went in 2010 and 2011 to Mayhem.
Depends when I went. That was
3 hours.
yes. the
2000.
feature.
3-hour
That is
feature.
not fun.
Yeah, it was over hour and 5-minute heats. Because
Yeah.
as you're
It's
that built
crazy.
that wagon,
Yeah,
Frank
Frank.
took that wagon
driving
out.
something like that, Decker?
Doesn't it get boring?
Dude, 47
Yeah,
minutes
but
Oh,
is
we watched like the first I don't know, 10 minutes, and as soon as EPR was done making junk of what they were making with their suicides, we left, went down to Vendors Row, and came back for the last 20 minutes of the Derby.
Yes.
Because it was just patty caking around, you know.
When you go watch a Derby, do you want to sit there that long and watch it? I mean,
No, and I think that's the
second
promoter.
The second year I went, I actually fell asleep during the feature
Wow.
up in the stands.
That's crazy.
I mean, nothing knocking the show, but it was such a long day, and everything was long and stretched out.
You don't fall
It's
asleep
just-
when you watch some hometown shows. I'll tell you that right now.
But look at NASCAR, which I mean, Derby and NASCAR is not the same, but it's grassroots like us. I mean, it started with guys driving in backyards. Eventually, someone took the step and said, "No more racetracks around here. I'm going to put on a big." What was the one that they had up here? It used to be like a crazy 100,000, right?
What was
Or
the one-
50,000 to win.
They had a show
100,000
on
wins.
that.
That was dirt track though.
They had a show on that. What was it? No, that was how fast the track was. It was Talladega.
Yeah.
The track was. They made the track so big and so fast. The drivers came to the first event and they boycotted it.
Yeah, because the track was breaking up.
It's way too fast. But it's same concept, kind of. I mean,
There has to be an evolution.
Yes.
How is Derby going to be NASCAR
If you build
no
it,
one
they
ever
will
makes
come.
that
Well,
step?
Derby, and
You're right.
there's so many derbies, Josh. I mean, it's not like
There's so many race
There's
cars.
so many racetracks.
So many.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's so
You
many
just have to have
racetracks.
somebody that's willing to say, you know what, I don't know what the hell's going to happen,
You
but
need to
let's take a chance.
You need to
Right.
be willing to
You
take
know,
the hit.
period.
Right.
And if you can afford to lose, then you may lose.
We need a
if, you know,
sponsor.
but
We need a sponsor.
it's coming.
'cause
It's
it's
coming, man.
definitely
Maybe
coming.
not in our career,
You
but
need-
it's coming.
You need to get basically what you need to do is get a younger millionaire, billionaire, get them to drive a car, and basically
Let him ride with me.
Get them
Yeah.
get them bit by the Derby. bug.
Totally right, man.
But
You
Gulley
know
and
what I mean?
I've talked about this before too. It's all of us guys that have been doing this, pretty much our age bracket for the bigger iron. What happens when we all walk out of here? I mean, is there that many young guys that are going to step up and do what we do?
Midwest, yeah.
Yeah.
Midwest is
Plenty.
different though, but we're
Yeah.
saying around we're already 15 years behind the Midwest.
Yeah, around our area.
You know,
it'll be-
right?
Who is it? I mean,
Imagine if Demolition Derby had $500,000 shows. Yeah, they're all around the world, or New York, or the United States, or 4 or 3. Still, wouldn't some people go to those? Just
absolutely.
the first year, okay, people would say like, all right, I'm gonna go watch it because I know how people are. I'm gonna go watch it and whatever. But after you see it's legit, some SOB got $100,000 for smashing cars for a night.
But they had people following all the way across the country. Jeff James with the XDDL tour.
Yep.
Yes.
He had people
Yes.
following all the way across the country.
Dent shows.
And
Dent shows,
running.
oh, yeah.
What happened with that
and then,
stuff? What was the
and then
downfall?
Dubay with the dent shows.
I'm not exactly sure, but I think when they started going into when they would do like 3 or 4 different events, like they did figure eights
Yes.
and all that stuff, I think that was kind of the downfall, in my humble opinion.
When it was on Lucas Oil, that I seen the
Well,
one where
yeah,
they had.
but the money was out there. The people were traveling were out there. Yes, this is 15 years later, or longer. But I still think I think you're 100% right. I mean, if the shows are there and the payouts there, people are going to travel.
I think if the payout's right, that's what's. But it's a chance at it,
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even in our local shows, if you got a chance to win $2,000, that's huge at a county fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're going to be like, well, hell, let's go to this county and try this because my fair is only paying $250 to win, but I got a chance
Right.
at $2,000.
I'll take the shot every
I'll
time.
take the shot.
You know,
Why
the cool thing
wouldn't you?
was, like with Dent, though, I don't remember what Dent paid when they started. But, I mean, there was, from New York, there was a good contingent of guys that went out and ran that.
Oh, all the
Oh, yeah.
Clemenses, the Hanzuskis,
The Snyders.
Aaron Bunce went out
Aaron
there.
Bunce ran a
Aaron
bunch.
Bunce, yeah.
Jake
Rice
Baker,
ran some.
he
Yeah.
ran a couple
did
dent shows.
Mike Oliver.
Mike Oliver,
Mike Oliver from
from our area there.
Yeah. And
See,
then
like I like the idea of the better guys from an area, like kind of like for the area, then going over here. Like it's kind of cool, isn't that any sport? Is like
Yeah.
okay, we all derby here, but then some of us are gonna rise out and go over here, and it's cool.
yeah, it's definitely
Absolutely.
awesome.
I just want to venture out just to do it. I
Yep,
mean,
absolutely.
as Dan said, I'm on the downside of my career, and it's been tough not to say, okay, I'm done. The body's getting a little beat up here, but we've run the last couple years up in Brockton and had a great time up there. This year we're going down to Ohio, and we may run a couple shows, PA and Vermont, but it's. People are getting away from the local shows a little bit because the promoters aren't progressing with the payouts. It's hard to. I think it was Hot Rock and Fourth maybe in Utah or wherever. It was like $20,000 to win.
for
or
like
20,000
20 cars.
Yeah, 20 cars.
know.
And
20
we're having
cars.
150 cars, and we can't get 2,000 to win.
You know, someone's stuff in
That's-
their
you know,
pockets.
And and a lot of it too is out west, and out that way.
Big promoters.
Midways. Well, it's not the promoters.
or sponsors.
The fairs.
Yeah.
The fairs actually see what these people generate and what the crowd brings in, and the fairs contribute a lot to the payout.
Well, let me ask you a dumb question, Ben. If I'm going to give you 30,000, and you're going to make me 70,000, that is
Right.
I do it every day of the week.
Exactly.
You've dealt
every
with
day of the
fair
week.
boards. They are
Exactly.
not smart business
Every day of the
people.
week.
Exactly.
You know?
Fair
I'd
boards
trade
don't
30
care.
for 70 10 times a day if you'd let me.
Yeah.
Not fair boards.
Well, when we were out there, when we were in Utah, especially, I mean, it was like the show started at 7:00, and at 6:30 the stands looked decent, and at 7:00 it was wall to wall people all the way
10,000
around.
people.
Yeah, I mean,
And they got bigger. They
arenas
got
in the
bigger
stands.
seats,
Yes.
bigger arenas
and,
out there
and,
too.
and we were talking with Gumby afterwards. He said, "Oh yeah," he said most derbies out here, he said, are pre-sale and they're sold out in like 40 minutes.
I'd love to go run Utah.
$12,000.
It's so beautiful. It's such a
Just
different.
once.
Hey, that could be a bucket list thing next year.
Listen,
boys.
we stood there
we
exhausted, talking to guys about how much money they made with one truck. Like we had one guy say, "Yeah, last year I made like 35 grand with one truck. I just go to a bunch of shit shows and I just was racking up 5 here, 3 here, 4." What? You know, it's like, oh, I won
Because
40 grand last year.
They ran on a Saturday night where we were at. They ran Saturday. Sunday there was a $4,000 show to win within like 50 miles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the tags, they went out, I think it was for Hot Rock and 4th this year. Their cars didn't pass inspection, so they drove
went
an
to the
hour
other one.
north or hour south and walked out of there with $8,500 in derby money.
But, you know, Ben's got a good point that out there, all the fairs mentality is put money into the derby. Like around here, they're putting money into bands and shit. Out there, they're saying, no, put it in the derby because it'll pay back.
It
Put
fills the
So
standard.
this fair sees their fair, the next county, the next county, the next county. Now imagine if our area, all of a sudden, Brookfield says, "Hey, we're going up to 5 grand to win," and then Morris is like, "Well, we got to stick up with it. We're going to go." And then Broome County says, "We're going to go." We're on the opposite end. We're everyone pushing down on us.
Yeah.
There's other areas. Utah is the example of them saying, "No, derby guys, we can't get you here enough of you guys here."
It just takes one to set the bar.
And it's not even going that far. Look at Ohio. Tim and
Oh,
Ross.
yeah,
Tim
exactly.
and Ross.
Three
absolutely.
classes with 10 grand to win.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's
you're
it's
right.
there.
Compacts, 10
the guys,
grand to
the guys
win.
are jumping up, and I mean, Don Long did it years ago with all his $10,000 win shows. But everybody is stepping up, and we're just however many years behind, if they even want to try to catch up.
Could you imagine a 3,000 to win compact show in New York?
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
it'd be
God.
100 something cars.
There'd be 150
Yes, there
compacts.
would.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
You know, Coos was a prime example of that in a way because I saw guys from my hometown area running a show they would never go run, man. They would never travel and go run another show. But that was,
Yep.
the place you wanted to be last
Absolutely.
spring. And you saw it right there.
Dead.
You know,
Okay, Chris.
I'm
jumping.
I'm watching the clock keep going and going and going. I know we're gonna be in a pinch if they decided to do the. I mean, there's not much set up over there, so I'm hoping
Chris,
that they're
come on. I
not
mean,
doing.
how often do you have Dan Bolton? You know, a guy that ran 7 cars. I mean, this guy is like.
And he sold 16.
Yeah, this guy's as good as he gets.
You know, Brian, we were derbying when Decker wasn't even around, man.
It's probably true in the 70s.
Yeah, but Josh has been getting run over for 20 years now. I mean, think about it.
You know,
Yeah,
most
run
people
over
don't
for
even know
20
that
years.
story. That I just been straight run over most of my life.
I remember the first time I met Josh. I think it was back when We Crash was big, and we talked a little bit. And he was going to Broome, Tioga, I think it was.
Yep.
And of course, myself and I'll go run it. Josh had like 16 cronies there, and
Yep.
next
A
thing
lot.
you know, I'm on the wall, drunk, throttle stuck wide open.
You know, I remember sitting behind Josh at Cuba.
Yeah.
And
That's the first time I met you.
First time we ever met.
Yeah.
This guy sitting in front of me, this 21X or whatever sweatshirt
He's
on.
gangster.
He's going on about these guys in the Tonka trucks out there on the track.
I was booing the shit out of him.
I'm like, who is this guy? You know, I'm like, hey, man, you got a beef with those guys out there? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm all over those guys.
I'm usually a quiet guy, but at Cuba, they would say the guy would pull out on the track and they would announce the guy's name, and the crowd would cheer.
Yeah.
Oh, you were so
Danny Godfrey comes out, and they're like, Danny Godfrey, Tonka car, right? And you hear a couple people cheer. I stand up, and I look down the whole alley, and I'm yelling the word boo. Boo! Boo! Dan can hear it in his car on the track. He's like, you're a real asshole. Like,
Dude, he's sitting right in front of me, like literally right in front of me. I'm like, man, I think there's some bad blood between those two guys.
I wanted to, yes, there was some bad blood.
That's awesome.
That was long
I think-
time ago now.
Yeah.
I don't remember the first time I met Josh Decker. Actually met him.
I know the first time I met you was at Penn Yan. You
Really?
were helping Brett on a carburetor or something. Yeah. I remember the first time I met you.
I don't remember.
First time I met Ben, I think he loaded me. No, I didn't. No.
But those were the old days of Total Destruction site. Remember the old
Yes.
the boards over there?
The
I mean,
forum boards.
the forum boards. Those
Yep.
were hot back in
You had to
the
watch
day.
what
Now-
you said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but you didn't because you didn't know a name. Now on Facebook, you gotta
Yeah,
have
you
your
know
name.
everybody.
You
No,
can't
no.
really.
There-
You can't do it anonymous
Yeah,
anymore.
you can't have the internet balls anymore like you used to. People
No.
used to with the.
Yep.
People do. Josh knows.
Oh my God, people do. People got real balls.
Hey, listen, you are getting as bad as the kicker from New England, so just feel good about that. They are threatening that dude's life. It is bad.
Really?
Oh, you didn't hear it?
Threatening his
yeah.
life.
Oh yeah, dude. They were reading stuff like off Twitter, stuff they sent to him, and like,
Pull your head out of your ass.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
Jesus
bad.
Christ.
Chris, what do you think? What do you think of episode 116?
Let's go to hour 2. Fuck it.
Let's do it.
Well, we're going to go to the bar and do hour 2, I guess, right?
You're going to a bar?
We got to. Gulley's driving.
Gulley's driving.
Yeah, but you don't drink.
Dan's got money. Gulley's driving. Let's get over there.
All right, are we done here then?
We're
Is
done.
that is that the official word then? Did Josh just put a fork in it? Don't everybody jump at once. Sounds good.
Put a fork in
Put
it.
a fork in it,
Okay.
Chris. We're
We actually had a
done.
good one, man. We could tell.
Oh, yeah, this is good.
I know.
You can
I'm
sit
Chris-
here and
Chris
talk all
was
night
just
about it,
listening
though.
to-
I was. I sat back and
You're probably like,
let it go.
yeah.
Let it go until I started getting antsy.
So
Started
yeah,
watching that ticker movie.
any total destruction rules or
Wait,
questions,
hang on one second.
refer to Steve or whoever else you have designated. So don't call me no more.
So, like, can you help me build a car for that?
Yep.
Or no?
Jeez.
No.
How about just build it and I'll
All
run it?
right.
I'm not going over
I think we've pretty sufficiently covered the bases then. So I think that is going to do it for this edition of the Crash Course. Number 116 is in the books. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us, and we'll be back here right Finger Lakes One Studios next week.
The Crash Course Podcast is brought to you in part by DerbyParts.com. The 2015 Wadena Grand Slam. Bull Lockwood Motorsports and the 2015 Keystone National. Scioppa Racing and ScioppaRacing.com. Ultimate Derby and Blizzard Bash 2015. Demo Derby Masters. Reckless Abandon Derby Apparel at RecklessAbandonGear.com. And Derby Inc. Magazine. Live it, breathe it, be it, Derby Inc. This is the Crash Course Demolition Derby podcast, recorded live at the FingerLakes1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls, New York.